is getting chased down by JMD. JMD putting on, it looks like he's wearing the skull and the one-hander. He is, and he is getting ready for that next trap to hit. Keep in mind, there is a 30-second cooldown. The nade misses. There is a 30-second cooldown. Excuse me, he's fapped, so the nade didn't miss, but he's immune to the stun itself because of the fap. His skull might still be on cooldown. Never mind, he took the skull off, and he cannot get out of the trap anymore. So, unfortunately, Big Trap gets away one more time, and he is bandaging again. My goodness, this is something. I mean, if you're hops at his mount.
If you're Big Traps, like, what do you do to win this? Like, you've been behind for so many minutes. JMD finally close the gap, and this might be it. We have the deep wounds,
don't play rogue,
ticking, and the hamstring. The sticky glue comes out. Maybe JMD is. Oh, there it is.
There it is, the big bow.
Take him out, JMD. Give him the bow.
Big Traps uses a
to get his health back up over 20%. If he can get an intercept here, intercept, execute, it is over.
Yep, that's all it's going to take from JMD. Big Traps is so low, 15% life. There's a scatter trap. Oh, the trap is on the ground.
He saw the animation.
Doesn't have the ice
get hit by it. He has to dodge it.
He's dodging, he's dodging it. Oh, shoot him. It's like a pseudo pillar.
Shoot him.
Deep wounds is taking concussive on MG.
Concussive shot.
Come on, JMD. Send him with the bomb. Send him up with the bomb.
No,
oh, it misses. There's a scatter. Big Traps is on his last leg. He's 3% life. JMD trying to close the gap. Another concussive lands. Bro, if I'm JMD, I'm taking out the bow next time, man. Just shoot him down. He won't be able to handle it. 8% life. He's tick eating with the server ticks. That's well done. Mount is off. Charge connects. This might be it. This might be it. One execute.
Please.
He's trying to dodge that trap. Really crafty play there from JMD. Another fap from Big Traps. Could be a fap to answer with JMD. Is he going to pop it? Maybe not. Execute is all it's going to take here. Another scatter. If this resists, he's dead. Oh,
yes!
Oh my God!
Oh,
the
three concussive procs!
No way!
I can't believe.
What is this duel, man?
Dude,
holy!
what the fuck is this?
What is this duel?
Big Traps, just die. Just fucking die. Just fucking die.
He's back over 20%. He is out of execution.
How is this possible? How is it possible? How is this happening?
There's another scatter. Let me guess. Feign death trap.
There
it's a half. It's a half trap.
Big Traps with the big trap once again. Aspect of the cheetah. JMD is gonna have to sit it. I mean, Big Traps has been on the run for minutes. Like JMD, despite taking a while in this matchup, must be feeling pretty good about himself. It's like he hasn't had to play defensive once, I don't think, really.
Bro,
he's just been vibing. There's the charge with the sticky net, I think. Oh, no, the sticky glue from Big Traps. That would be nice. Here's the bow. There it is. I like those strats from JMD. Oh, the pets, the zoo coming out Big Traps.
I think the peasant collar is going to go a long way in this one.
Come on.
Yes.
Wait, the peasant collar came out twice?
You know what could be great? If one of the pets eats a big trap.
Yeah, true.
He needs pets to eat the scatter trap. Another concussive proc from Big Trap. I don't think Big Trap has the damage to finish this or the mana. Big Trap to win this, Big Trap would have to reset full mana, full health. I just don't know if it's going to happen. The charge comes through. Oh, man. JMD is waiting.
He's got the skull on, but he doesn't have it used yet. He might have put it on. There's a 30-second timer whenever you use it, put on an on-use item to where you can't actually use it yet. Oh, huge! Scatter. I think he has his trap off cooldown.
That's it.
Though.
That's gotta be
That is it. Finally, JMD
yes.
does the impossible and he avoids
yes,
big
bro. Back to the Dalaran sewers. That's what you fucking get.
That went from
suck a dick.
I felt it. I got to a point there where I was like, good Lord, when is this thing going to end? To that last 3 minutes of that was so intense, man.
Oh my God.
So absolutely intense. Just waiting for resist. We finally get the resist, but then you have the stun proc on the concussive shot.
Concussive shot.
Huge, man. That was insane.
Shit.
Huge props to Big Traps.
Wow.
Making that thing last as long as it did.
Big Traps.
Well.
Nope, you're out.
You're out, really bitch. Good performance from both of these guys.
I'm going to use the bathroom.
Phenomenal, man.
Yeah, you're done,
really impressive.
Sorry.
Yeah, that was a great one. It took a while, but still a really fun duel. And man, I feel like the story for this tournament is Warriors just being so tanky. Like so tanky with all of these potions up. It's like if a hunter can just sit there and tee up on a warrior, the hunter's before the warrior dies. Same thing with a mage. And with that amount of resistance, it's like warriors can just be like, sure, tee off on me all day. I'll wait till your room and then kill you. You know, like warriors just, they have it. They have that longevity with this rule set.
No, absolutely, dude. You are 100% right. Like it's the ability to sustain for a warrior with all the cooldowns, all the consumables, all the potions, everything that's available to you in the game. The warrior doesn't use mana or anything, right? So there's a bunch of consumes that are good for like spellcasters that they don't have to worry about, and a lot of those things share cooldown. Like a health and a mana potion share cooldown, for example. So you can just focus on the things that are going to help you sustain, whereas a lot of the spellcasters use their cooldown on things that focus on both. So it's very, very cool to see the warriors playing at a high level and competing toe-to-toe with everybody in this one.
I know we mentioned this yesterday, but Josito has leveled 4 characters for this tournament. The first 3 unfortunately died. The fact that Josie is standing here today on a level 60 after 3 deaths with full gear is an incredible feat in itself. And same with any of these competitors. This is going to be a Shadow Priest mirror matchup. Josie has a pretty big name in the PvP scene. You know, he's multi rank 1 player on retail, on TBC, on Wrath. He's done very well in Classic as well. He's just so experienced on the Priest. I don't know if Sib has any nerves going into this or anything like that, but this expertise is certainly on Josito's side here. Sibs, though, he's made it here today. He's level 60. He has some great gear. He made it through the qualifier round yesterday, which is just awesome to see. And we're going to see 2 great priests duke it out here. I don't think we've seen a priest mirror matchup yet today, so it's going to be kind of cool to see that one. Once again, it might be more of a mana battle. I'm curious to see if these priests are going to go all in or kind of play a bit more passive, but one thing's for sure, we're probably going to see a lot of dispels to start this duel off so that Priest can even the playing field without all of these different buffs coming into play. It looks like
I'm ready.
Offhand, Skull of Impending Doom is equipped there, so it can break CC. A lot of pets already being used and committed here from Sibs before the duel even begins to kind of get that zoo ready.
Oh my god!
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they're coming out.
Oh,
with
he brought out
right
the cock. Josito immediately stuns him.
He engaged on him right off the bat. I'm assuming to try and clean him up, and that's what they're doing. It's a lot of dispel spam. He used a Shadow Reflector actually right now, but it doesn't really amount to anything.
Bro, is this what priests do?
To dispel probably.
Oh my god!
Yeah, he keeps dispelling. He's trying to get the dispel advantage because it's a race. Really. It's a race to see who can get the most dispels off. Right off the bat. And from there, that's whenever the duel actually starts. Sibs now gets blanket silenced by Josito, and we're still dispelling. There's a lot of buffs. There's a lot of buffs for both these guys doing the inner focus, the mana potion.
I think Josito wins. I do. Sibs. I think Josito wins. Ooh, that fear.
It looks like our duel actually starts.
Ooh, it didn't even matter.
It looked like a fear resist, I believe. I didn't see the fear
blast, bro. He's big dicking him. Sibs is getting destroyed.
Starts, you go, there's an
AGM
bro,
trinket. Sibs tried to silence. It got resisted.
Bro,
Sibs is popping everything to stay alive.
Sibs is doing everything he can to sustain as much as possible.
And I must say, it looked like Sibs was in the driver's seat. Josie using that key to kind of even himself back up in this duel. But Sibs is doing a really great job. If Sibs has a T, though, now is the time to use it. I don't know if he does. Arcane Bomb. I don't know if that resisted or missed. Mind Blast coming off. They're both very close. Duel neck and neck. What a great
get out the wands, boys. You're out of mana.
Between these 2 Shadow Priests. Josito around 26%. Sibs 41%. So Sibs is actually in the driver's seat despite the T. This is incredible to see. I was not expecting this. Sibs is coming out with a very impressive performance. Shadow Word Pain is ticking down, and the Vampiric Embrace is up, so Sibs is receiving healing, and Shadow Priest is just one of the coolest classes in Classic, in my opinion. I've leveled 1 to 60. These are so fun. You get to do the damage and the healing as a support class, and Josito, though, getting a tick or 2 of food, and the Blackout proc back to back. That might be the turn he needed there to take his lead.
way to...
Sibs playing max
trying to
range
get
on the
mana?
silence. He's not going to let that happen. I'm not sure if Sibs still has that.
They're trying to get
for a
mana?
drink.
No
Hosito
way.
is in combat
He
from
has
that
to fear
Yeti.
the Yeti.
And Sibs is getting a ton of mana. The Yeti is
little-
being feared.
Oh,
Sibs is getting full health and full mana right now, and
Hosito
just sat down right now. The
he is fucked.
mount came out from
he's
Sibs.
fucked.
He's going to stop
Oh,
Hosey from
bro.
drinking. There is quite a bit of
He is
distance. And
omega
Sibs
fucked.
using the helmet, the Goblin Rocket helmet, to close the
Mega
gap.
fucked.
I think Sibs came out
on.
ahead on that as well.
Come on.
He's just looking really good in this duel. More purges coming through. Another
There it is,
blackout from
Arcanine
Hosey
Bomb.
into an arcane bomb off the blackout.
Oh, it
which is
hit.
Really,
It
really well
hit.
played. Nice 5-second silence coming in. Maybe that's what
All right,
Hosey
boys, I'm eating a little lunch.
God.
Yeah,
Oh,
title
the
drop too
silence
coming
going
from
out?
Sibs, but I think Sibs is really
Hosito
on
turned
the
it
back
around.
foot here. I think
The
Hosito
bomb
has
missed.
every opportunity here to be able to finish this out. Sibs does have a blanket silence on him. There's
Shadow
a shadow
Reflector?
reflector. Oh my gosh, the redo, the renew.
The blackout proc.
Blackout proc.
Hosey's got this.
No way.
Another T for Hosey just to finish off 2 Ts in one duel. Sibs has 8% life. He's out of shadow
He's
form.
trying, dude, he's
Hosey has
trying
the
to-
pet advantage as well. The fear
Yeah.
is on the pet.
It's
Fireplay's
over.
gonna finish off Sibs
Oh,
first.
man.
I've got
That-
to say,
see,
that
yo,
was a great
yo,
duel from both.
yo,
Shadow
that
Breeze.
is
What
what a
great
rank one
showing
player
from
does.
Sibs.
Even whenever you are
I mean,
down and out,
At one point.
you still
Bro,
find a way to
let me
turn it
just
around.
say-
Duel, I thought Sibs
That was
had it.
insane.
Let me just say,
dude.
Hosito used 2
What a
Ts.
fucking legend.
Both T is about 20%
That was a
health
crazy
and
fight.
mana. He used 2. That's about 40% health and mana.
Yep.
That's kind
That
of
was
the
it.
difference for Hosey.
That's a
Hosey
rank
won
one
from
mentality.
those Ts, really. In my mind, Sibs played that out of his
Rank one
mind.
mindset.
Very well played. I think with equal consumes.
Ooh, after
I don't
this
know if
game,
it would
we
have
have
gone that way.
Snuts.
Just well played to Sibs and to Hosey for finishing it off. There were some really great plays from Hosey coming out. The blackout proc, and right when he noticed the stun, instantly charged up the arcane bomb, and that play is what really sealed the deal for Hosita Jones.
Absolutely. I think that blackout really opens up the ability to use that arcane bomb and let it hit. And
What's up with being so
I
against the
stick on
underdogs, though?
The thing with the tea with sugar, the
Underdogs?
being able to use that tea, it's
do you
more
mean
than just
underdogs?
that 40% total health, right? Like it's
The
about
fuck you
when
talking
the
about
healing
underdogs
hits
for?
that matters so much too. So
Winners
to your
win.
point, it's even more valuable, I think. Than,
You mean losers?
What people see as like the health difference at the end of the duel, because sometimes you're lower health in the duel.
What
and
about
that
up
gives
dogs?
the
Yeah,
opponent
yeah, what
an
about up
opening to
dogs,
really
huh?
Finish you off, and being able to use the healing at the right time is what can make a huge difference in closing that window, right? And making sure that
What's up,
that
dog?
the opportunity
Not
for
much.
you to
Now you're
get
banned.
killed isn't there. So
Yeah.
I think you're 100% right on the tees.
It's a great point, man. Like
I
you can
think
use it
the,
as a bait, like run away pretending you're low, and as soon as they overextend, you like
I think the
T
Warlock
and
wins.
then health pot.
What do you guys
and you're
think?
full life, and you turn
I think
around
Warlock
on them, and they're
wins.
like, "Oh no, I thought you were dead." So yeah, it's like using that as like hidden tech, and the T does not share cooldown
Yep.
with major health
Yeah, I
potion.
think Warlock wins.
T has its own cooldown that is shared with Healthstone from Warlock and the mana gem with Mage, I believe. So it's kind of like on that cooldown chain. So you can T and health pot without at the same time. It shares no cooldown. You can just like top yourself. So pretty cool. Next up, Locke versus Rogue. This is a fun one. We have two of the favorite classes for this tournament. Rogue. Is one of the things early on people were like, oh, Rogue's just going to win, Undead Rogue. And same thing with Warlock. I mean, Warlock won the last 2019 CDL dual tournament. Snuts won that as Warlock. And, generally Warlocks just do really well in dueling tournaments. So it's like Warlock versus Rogue is about as classic as it gets.
True.
Yeah, no, 100%.
I think Warlock wins. Do you know why?
Warlock,
Because
Rogue,
Warlocks
it's
are better.
This is like a Tales
Warlocks
of
are
Time
better at
style of
everything
duel. I mean, this
in
is something
all
that I
ways.
think people are. They always have a good time watching this, and Rogues having all the tools that they have at their disposal.
That's just what
Warlocks
it
having
is.
all the tools that they have at their disposal. It's cool to see like the trading card game of like trading cooldowns for each other. And in vanilla, you don't see that as often as you do in some of the later expansions. Like you get to. Now I'm not a retail arena guy, but Zari, you can speak to this a lot more. Where later on, it's like everybody has these different like everybody has like a DPS cooldown. Everybody has a kick. Everybody has this. So you see the trading of the cooldowns happen so often later on. In vanilla,
Best Fans right.
You don't see that as much with all the classes, but
Yep, Best
with
Fans
Warlock
right.
and Rogue,
It started a lot
you
in
do
Mists
have
of
that. So it
Pandaria
can be
and
like
a
a
bit
really
in,
interesting sort of back
Kata.
and forth that you get.
I was muted there for a second, but yeah, it's just one of those situations where Warlocks have the sacrifice pet, they have another pet, another sacrifice, and it's like the Warlock's trying not to get Zerg down, so much so that we saw Snuts yesterday actually take off spell damage gear and put on defense gear, put on stamina gear, and put on gear to just help him live a little bit longer, just be a tank against that rogue.
Hey, what's up? How's your day been so far? Banu Martinez, I'm sorry I missed your chat. It's been wonderful so far. I apologize that I
do it all again.
didn't see your chat right away.
Like, you know, so you can just have another class not play for minutes. The Warlock's just trying to tank all that damage, sack all the damage, wait for the rogue's cooldowns to kind of fade, and then take them out. We have Death Coil, which is one of the biggest defensive cooldowns for the Warlock. The Death Coil not only is a hard CC,
nice to see it in my kick chat. That's for sure.
To damage it like a fear or a polymorph can. That Death Coil is also going to heal the Warlock, and that's why that Death Coil is so important.
Got canceled for his comments.
That Death Coil is instant cast as well, so you can Death Coil into a fear.
That's just how it is.
Not only going to heal you, hard CC them, but then you can continue your CC chain, and so the Warlock has those tools against the tools of the Rogue. I'm not sure what we're waiting on here. The Warlock Rogue duel, they ran up back to the hill. Maybe there is something that we're waiting on. Maybe we can hear from admins here in a second.
Well, Mage T is one of my mods.
If not, I'm pretty excited for this one.
Yeah. No, I think this is going to be a great one, and I love that. I love you breaking it down
like that
for the viewers, especially because we probably have a lot
Jack,
of people
come
watching
back.
They're not necessarily WoW players. There's a whole lot of people in the audience right now who
there's people that are WoW players that don't know what the fuck is going on though,
and they might not know all these abilities like some other people do. So it's like it's good to have people be able to break it down and explain to them what we're talking about, right? Because we'll say things like heartbeat resist or whatever, and be like, oh, it's heartbeat resist, like, which is it's second nature to somebody who's been playing for 10, 15 years, 20 years. But for a lot of people that are new, and that's something that I think people got to realize, is there's always going to be new players. You might not think there is, but there's always new players coming to WoW.
Just too many mean comments to the competitors, and he's bullying the competitors.
And being positive towards them and being welcoming.
Chatters were upset about it, and so we had to kick him off the broadcast because there were negative comments on Reddit about it.
A lot of these words, this jargon being used, we get that green stuff there. I don't even realize we're saying it, right? As veteran WoW players, I remember my dad would be in my room when I was a kid playing WoW, and I'm like, full poly healer, and he's like, what language are you speaking?
Yeah, true.
Like, what does any of this mean? And I'm like, it's a full, as in not half or not quarter or not fully DR'd polymorph on the healer, Dad, obviously.
Yeah, what's polymorph?
But we have the Warlock versus the Druid on this next matchup. There might be some connection issues with the other competitors, so we're just moving on. And this is a great matchup here. The Druid's going to be opening up.
You're hosting an event
with
for the
that
community, and you're bashing competitors. Isn't a good look.
We
good
have
call.
the Death Coil landing, the Insect Swarm and Moonfire
kind
of taking them
sucks.
down. Arcane Bomb, will it
oh my
connect?
God, bro, this guy's gonna
yes,
lose.
It does. That's impressive.
Druids
nice
are trash.
From 4. He's
hey,
pretty
yo,
happy
this kid
with that
sucks.
opener.
Watch this Warlock put him in the dirt.
I think what we're going to be able to see here, what we're going to see here is I think the Warlock is
Druids
going to
are for
want to
furries.
be close and stay close to the Druids, so the Druid can't separate and really take advantage of the distance between the him and the Warlock being able to kill the pet or anything like that. I don't know if the Druid is going to want to kill the pet here. I really wish Chance was here to be able to kind of
apologize, Banu Martinez. I missed your chats.
I do expect to see the Warlock try and play
What's
a little
4
bit
doing?
closer.
What the fuck is 4 doing?
Outside of trying to go for a reset.
He's mana tapping and then first aiding
right now, actually.
Oh, this is
that was
round
well
2.
played. The Moonfire had like 1 second left, so it didn't interrupt that bandage stick, unfortunately. But I mean, look at 4's HP and mana. It doesn't even look close. Arzon does get a Nature Swiftness crit back to full life with the healing touch, but he's down to 35% mana. I mean, if you're 4, you're feeling pretty good here. You get the full fear, trinket immediately from Arzon to reply, but the corruption, the agony, the immolate are taking down the Arcane Bomb again off a cooldown. Display from 4. Using those bombs on the mana drain.
Arzon needs nuts.
What do you do if you're Arzon?
Get the fuck out of here.
Consumables.
You're about to get farmed by a Warlock.
Maybe
by the better class.
Does he get purged?
Fuck you.
I think it might have got perched from the pet on the
Go
Devour.
Lay down.
Watch.
Go lay down, guys.
Like
There it is.
Oh.
Yeah.
His mana didn't pick up. Yeah, wow.
That's a fell
huge.
Devour.
That's massive. Yeah, so another
stealth,
fear
yeah.
being casted from 4.
It's the Mana Hound.
Arzon
They're
really
nuts,
on the
dude.
back foot. I mean, he already was, but the
They
Innervate
eat
looks like he got
casters.
devoured from the Fell Hunter, and Arzon is just fully feared. 4 is just chasing him down, looking for blood here. Another Devour coming out on cooldown. I don't see
There's
a
another
world
Immolate.
where
That was a
Arzon
really good
turns this
Immolate.
around. I really don't. He's too low. There's a T.
Ours uses
That's
the
good. That's a
T.
consumable that
He
we were talking about earlier that
decurses.
gives health and mana
He's
off of a separate cooldown
spamming,
than
dude.
Potion. Arzon trying to get more debuffs and buffs up with the
Arzon,
Noggenfogger
bro,
Elixir, just spamming
Arzon.
those low rank things. Arzon does have 63%.
Bro, pretty
mana
soon
now,
it's
a
gonna
little
be
bit
Arzon
of
the
mana to work
ground.
with, but there's like zero pressure
He's
coming out from
done.
Arzon, and
Yep.
yeah, you have the insect. A Swarm in the Moonfires taking down 4.
Watch.
But
There's a
that's-
dots.
That's not going to be anything
Yeah, he
that the
know-
Warlock
he knows
can't
what's gonna
handle
happen.
with Hellstones, with potions, with
Ooh, a
Death Coil,
Death
heals
Coil.
with Drain Lives. So I feel like 4 isn't worried at all.
There it
It's
is.
just pedal to
Force
the
used the
metal
Hellstone
onto
just to maintain
Arzon.
pressure, so he can
and
keep
that's
life,
exactly
life
what we were
tapping.
talking about earlier. Is
There it
seeing
is,
him
there
try
it
and
is, there
make
it is.
sure that
There it
Arzon
is.
doesn't separate. This
Arzon,
might be
these
it for him,
nuts.
man.
Let's go.
If you can get this regrowth
Get
off,
corruption
it might
on
be
him,
able
bro.
to
Put
delay the
corruption. There you
inevitable,
go.
But I don't see a world where
Wait, Arzon used the
Arzon
distilled
comes back from the current
flask?
situation. He's hanging on barely. The arcane bomb misses.
4 missed the bomb. That
So it's not
sucks.
quite
He's
enough
gonna,
to finish
is he gonna
just
get that?
yet.
No, he
He's
did.
redotting him up, putting
Bro,
up the immolates. He's got
bro,
the corruption
dude,
ticking. He's got the
isn't
curse
it
of agony
funny?
ticking. And that alongside the pet, he's doing a nature's grasp to see if
He's
he can
done.
stop the pet from following him. But
Isn't
it's
it
just
funny
not going to be enough.
that a druid
And
thought he could beat a
Arzon
warlock?
is finished. 07.
Arzon, these
another
nuts.
Death,
You're done.
Another death. Another one gone.
Arzon to dirt almost. That's what
Fours
his name was.
advances to the next round.
Furry down.
Congratulations,
That's just how it
Fours.
is, guys.
Really, really good play by Fours. I think he did a
I
phenomenal
don't think he thought
job
that,
of
bro.
making
Like,
sure
you-
that Arzon
dude,
really never got a
Warlocks
chance
are
to,
the best
to
class.
separate. Really got a chance to go away.
That's just how it is.
I like watching casters. I think for new
Yep.
WoW players especially, you see a caster and you play a caster and it's
Yep.
like, oh, I'm a mage. I'm supposed to stand over there and they're supposed to be over there. Right? Or I play a warlock.
Yeah.
It's like, that's not how in PvP, dude, like these guys run in and Zar, you can attest to this, dude. It's full blazing, blinking,
Yep.
Frost Nova, Kona Colt, the whole 9 yards. Like it's very it's a very
nuts.
different play style than what would be intuitive to people who aren't familiar.
Wait. Oh, pieces and
I know this goes without saying too, guys, but I just kind of forgot and re-remembered, so I want to mention it again. This is indeed a MAK'GORA tournament. Every time
Yeah, he
someone
dies.
loses a duel, they are dead.
That's
on
right.
your screen. They are like all of their hundreds of hours
just instantly
gone down the
evaporated.
drain,
Just
dead.
done.
Every single duel, and
Dreams,
that's just so epic to
feelings,
see. And
memories,
thank you to all the competitors
experiences,
taking
just-
the time to level up and gear up and doing that. It's just. Yeah, every time it's almost like we're numb to it because we've watched so many duels. Like we've seen like 20 duels or whatever today, and it's like, yeah, okay, he lost, he won. No, they're dead.
Dude,
They're dead.
It's like all we've been doing is watching live
Oh,
league.
he's dead. Who cares?
Next duel.
Pieces wins this by a mile, by the way.
Tournament. A lot of people don't know
Pieces
this. We did
easily
this as a
wins
horde
this. It
tournament
won't even be
because,
close.
See, we play Alliance, me and Zaryu. So like, we're not animals.
Yeah, Pieces
okay? So horde
100%
players,
just takes
the
it
horde
home.
are gonna kill each other for sport.
Like
We're not
Vitoshi's
gonna
is
do
about to
that.
get farmed.
Okay? That's
You
the
see
thing.
Vitoshi's trying to
Oh
do
my
the
gosh,
charge.
that opener.
Pieces stopped it.
That opener was crazy. So Vitochi goes in with the Goblin Rocket
Yeah.
Helm, but it gets scattered
Yeah, he gets
mid-helm.
scattered.
So it got interrupted. So Vitochi never got his
That's
gap
right.
closer he was looking for, and
Yep.
Peace is going to be able to maintain
Pieces is
distance.
just, bro.
Poison, Elixir Cleanse there from Vitochi,
There it
well
is,
done.
there it is.
And the FAP to combo it. Getting into the dead zone, and a big Shatter combo is coming out. Frost. Nova gets trinketed from
There it is.
Peace to stop the Shatter combo.
Let's
and
go.
Vitochi, the mage, is looking to kind
No
of
way Pieces
disrupt
loses.
the
No way.
Frost resistance potion here from
impossible.
Peace. So the Frost potion, Scatter, Feign Death, Trap combo
Where's the trap?
coming out from Peace. If I
Oh,
was Vitochi,
no
it gets
trap.
resisted. Great. That's
Bro,
really good for
it's a-
Vitochi. Frost
but no,
Nova gets
Vitochi
resisted
got
as well.
resisted too.
Polymorph
Yeah.
coming through.
Trade.
And this is a pretty good opener for the mage. We
Yep.
could go for
Oh,
an
he-
early
oh,
evocate
dude,
here, and he
he
does.
already
The
has to
pets, though,
evocate.
are going to knock him back. A mana shield could have been okay there to stop the knockback. We have the Frostbolt being casted here.
Oh,
Big
he's
Kona
bringing
Cold
out
to
the
follow
pet.
mages. Vitochi's playing this perfect.
Yep.
This is exactly what you want to do. Run in on the
Playing it
hunter.
perfect,
Stay
he's
dead
losing.
zone, sticky glue, jump all over him. If you let the hunter get away, it's over.
Bro,
It's
I
over.
actually hate
like
this
there's
mage.
nothing you can do. Frost Reflector from Peace, he knows that. He's trying to stop as much damage as possible.
There it
Pets
is.
are everywhere, man. We got
Traps
the
him.
Robs, we got the Yeti, we have the Hunter
he
pet.
goes right out
Trap
of it.
comes out.
He
Instant
blocks
Ice Block
out of
from
it.
Vitochi. As
That was
he
a
should
delicious
do.
lunch, boys.
Peace finally uses the
Wow.
Goblin Rocket Helm to
About to grab some
disengage
water.
here.
Since it's obviously
Gets max
on CD.
distance. Does look like the Diminish punish return is on from the trap. Vitochi gets Viper Stung, instant dispel on the Viper Sting, well played, and Vitochi blinks in.
And now he's got the pet on him. I mean, the pet resists.
Normally a Paladin player.
It's done, bro. It's done.
For this tournament. It's very
Pieces
cool to
has
see
got
him,
you, bitch.
Come in and being able to compete in the finals.
Mages are done, bro.
Vitochi is a.
That's what you get, bro.
He's a multi-rank 1, isn't he? In retail, he just started playing Classic not too long ago.
I don't know if he's rank 1. I think he might be a Gladiator top, like high-level retail player. Decided to try out Classic, and he actually got world first 60.
He blocked the Arcane
which
Bomb.
is a very impressive feat. The Arcane Bomb gets blocked, but Vitochi's still
Yep, there it is. Yeah, Vitochi's done. Oh, he used a flask. I think flask of distilled wisdom.
Losing the mana battle here is pretty rough. Peaceblade is doing a great job of maintaining his distance, and
Pieces is just dominating. He's at 100% health.
I don't know if he's going to get a heartbeat. I mean, this is lasting a little bit. Oh, it does! Heartbeat resist, scatter,
oh, bro,
trap.
Like Vitochi's, bro. Like, who is this guy? Who is this guy? Like, it's
Peace
done.
is a gamer, man. And, like, if he's doesn't
I told you guys this was going to happen.
I would have never known. I would have thought Peace has been playing a Hunter for years. He's hiding well. He's using his toolkit well.
It could happen.
I would have never known. I'm really impressed here with Peace. I think,
bro, look at that spell push back from the cock.
Vitochi, like, that was a big
that
shatter
cock is
combo,
really
right?
getting him.
Not really. It just resists. Like,
that cock is really getting
resist,
him.
Coda Cold doesn't crit. Vitochi's doing almost no damage in the burst windows where he should be like one-shotting the Hunter. And once again, I sound like a broken record, but that's what casters have to deal with
is getting
in this
so
tournament
lucky.
with so many items
so
not being
lucky.
banned. Like, there's basically no rules in this tournament. You just show up and fight. Vitochi, no ice blocks left, low on health, low on mana. At this point, Peace could maybe just finish him off with the melee.
He rooted.
That might be what he does.
Pieces rooted
Another
himself.
Coming out from Vitochi. He doesn't want to die. The damage coming in. Another ice barrier. So Vitochi has a little bit of health to work with. Another flask. There's 3 flasks available per day, my friends. And that was 2 of them. Vitochi blinks the wrong way. He's going to surely fall. And he does.
Oh, it's 3%. There it is.
There it goes. Vitochi falls.
He's played. Let's go.
That's just the way it goes, boys.
Let's do this.
That's just the way it goes.
Well, like, that was really impressive from Peace.
Peace plays
really.
I told y'all he was going to win, bro. I saw Piece's gear. That shit is nuts. Nobody gets that much gear unless they're ready to win.
So yeah, Peace is.
Bro, this dude is gonna. He probably. I think he's top hunter.
Much better hunter than I would be.
I feel like he's top hunter.
But he's like a big.
The next game is with Snuts.
I'm really happy to see Peaceblade do well.
I'm ready.
So that's
I'm
big
so
time.
ready.
He's a fellow Crusader. That's somebody else who's in my guild in Vanilla. So.
Mez?
I'm super impressed. If you never told me that, I would have been like, oh yeah, this guy.
But does Mez have the gear that Pieces
over
does?
many years, you know? Like,
yeah, I forgot Mez. Yeah,
looks like he was prepared. We have
maybe you're right.
A couple of matchups. We have that Warlock Rogue matchup that we might be getting back to. I know we have Snuts versus that Mage. We might be getting back to, and Shayla versus Cheerios looks like it might be up next.
We're back, boys. I gotta watch
Shayla Cheerios matchup.
Right.
Very big.
J-Law's just going to farm him.
This is one of those swing matches for the whole tournament.
Cheerios is about
so
to go into the
because J-Law is one of the best warriors in terms of rankings in this tournament. And he's undead, meaning J-Law is the warlock
he's about to
killer. Every warlock is scared to fight J-Law. Cheerios fighting J-Law first round today is just not what Cheerios wanted to wake up to in terms of news here. So it's kind of unfortunate. I was watching Snuts' stream last night. Snuts was saying J-Law is kind of like the #1 person he's looking out for. So Shayla is the Warlock Slayer. We'll see. I mean, it doesn't mean he's going to win against Cheerios. Cheerios is an incredible Warlock, very prepared.
J-Law
be very close to a one way or the other.
100%.
But
it's not
if
even
J-Law makes it through this bracket,
it's not even going to be
close. Goes against Nuts. Like, that's another crazy duel that we could see.
Guys, it's not even going to
see what
J-Law
Cheerios
is going to
bring out
fucking
here.
farm this kid.
Absolutely. And J-Law gets the open here.
See that?
He opens up with a charge.
Trinket, bro. Trinket. What are you doing? Trinket, man. Trinket. What are you doing? Get out of that. Get out of that. Bro, you have wreck up. What are you doing? J-Law.
Throwing the grenade to stop the pet. I wonder if he's going to go kill it, and he does. He goes to kill the succubus, and then he's going to go tee off. We get a fell dom for the Void Walker, getting that Void Walker ready to sacrifice for the Absorb Shield. That Absorb Shield being really, really powerful against warriors because it stops them from generating any rage whenever their attacks get absorbed.
Oh, the charge, the helmet charge.
He gets he does the Goblin Rocket Helm
to
close the gap, and he
J-Law
gets
with the
net
dude,
backfire
he
on
used
Cheerios,
a rage potion.
which is absolutely massive. That is an 18-second, I believe, net on Cheerios. Cheerios
18
cannot
second?
because Cheerios tried to cast the net and it backfired.
It's almost over.
They're both netted on top of each other right now.
Cheerios got
full
fucked.
go. He gets to fear right
Cheerios,
here, but
you're
it probably
done,
isn't going
bro.
to matter
Like, he's
because
just
I
gonna
believe
come out
he
of it.
has an out.
Yeah, he's just going to come out of it. What are you trying to do, fearing an undead warrior?
Intercept from J-Law. Laying into
he's about to sack.
Backfire was so huge, and that might have been
There's
the
a
turning
potion
point
right there.
in this whole thing. He is shadow locked. He can't cast a fear.
Arcane.
He can't cast a drain life. The pet is back in range. I expect him to sack it anytime here. He is silenced. Are we going to see a sack?
Cheerios, come on.
We do. There is the pet.
Cheerios, you're not about to lose this, are you?
Without any spell pushback, the pummel is back up.
There it is. Searing pain, bro.
The
He's
fear
searing
is
pain.
Blocked. He goes for the searing pain.
It's
Tries
done.
to cast
It's
another
done.
fear.
Bro, like it's actually done. Like, what did I tell you guys? I told y'all it was gonna be like this, and it is. Bro, Cheerios in the dirt.
Unbelievable performance by J-Law.
Cheerios in the dirt.
That might have been
Lucky Charms were always better.
One of the biggest turning points of today.
See ya.
We have J-Law taking out Cheerios, which means
I knew that was going to happen.
Cheerios is an incredible warlock. Given there was maybe some RNG things at play with the backfire, but J-Law looked good.
That's just the way it is,
man. If I was Snuts, I would be a little worried. If you look at the bracket, J-Law next is going to be against Peace the Hunter. If I was Snuts, I'd be like, Peace, take him out for me, man. I don't want to fight J-Law. Because dude, J-Law could take out Peace, could take out Snuts, and could make a run up. And then all of a sudden, man, that's crazy. I was really looking forward to that one.
Man. J-Law is a great player. I mean,
he good.
I remember PvPing against him, ranking against him. J-Law's a very good warrior. So it's cool to see him do well. He's competed in tournaments and stuff before.
Where is he gonna go?
Good to see, man. For sure, good to see.
We're back to NZ versus Infestors. Rogue duel from earlier. The connection issues are probably resolved. About now. The magic resistance potion used increases all resistance.
I don't know what
by 50, I believe, something like that.
Throw this game?
And makes it really hard for the warlock to actually land anything against the rogue.
Okay, the
warlock
does
share a cooldown with potions. Meaning there's no FAPs for 2 minutes, health potions for 2 minutes, and it only lasts 3 minutes, I believe. So NC popping that at pretty good time there, but the dual flag needs to go down because that's ticking.
Because all the matches are rigged.
Infestors are ticking as well, so both players are probably like, go, 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 go. Start the duel. Rogue goes in stealth. Flag has been dropped. And we've seen, I believe we've seen this duel go both ways.
I know he dies,
this
but
is another good one where it's... I don't know if I would call it favored one way or the other, but I know a warlock isn't like excited to duel an undead rogue as they would be something else. A sapper coming out immediately, I kind of like that because it's like if you use the sapper early, there's no chance for it to just kill you. You can kind of see the damage that it's going to do. It doesn't do much. Full kidney shot.
Reflected death coil
with a shadow reflector.
That's a bingo.
Big play there from NZ. Tidal charge
Holy
from
shit!
Infestors into the full fear.
No,
bro, NZ is just on his ass.
Very aggressive duel. You see NSZ, he gets gnome netted.
Oh my god.
Ends up vanishing in it, coming out, reopening with a cheap shot.
NZ is
Let's
just
see if he
not
follows that up.
happen.
He's got a gouge. He has combo points.
Full
He goes full kidney. He goes full kidney into it. He's going to be able to lay into him, but he doesn't really do any damage here. Gets the blind out. Let's see if he does anything to the pet. He doesn't do anything to the pet. I don't know how many combo points he has up here. Instead, he tries to vanish. And he's going to try and re-engage here.
Hellfire with his stun. Oh, that was good. That was smart.
Hit by the Hellfire. Opens up with a cheap shot. Gouge.
That's a smart
He's
Hellfire.
He's got the combo points. Does he go into a full kidney?
Oh, he does. He does.
Full 6-second kidney shot.
Bro, what is this Infestors guy doing? What is he doing?
Sure what that fear was.
I don't know what that was either.
It was the Death Mist proc. Very good. Thank you, cameraman.
Death Mist.
Cameraman owns.
2-piece. Or the Death Mist.
Death
Mist 4-piece. Excuse me. Procs. The second set bonus procs, huge turnaround there for Infestor. But let's see if he can keep it up.
Bro, sack the pet.
He's gonna have to sacrifice soon. The arcane bomb comes out. He does get the pet sack, even while silenced, because it's not his ability. The Voidwalker coming out. He fakes the kick on the Voidwalker. Well played from both of these guys. I'm really impressed. Drain life being channeled. NZ on the back foot. Infestor going into the full blind, but those dots are gonna tick. NZ is gonna put himself into a worse and worse position the longer this blind goes on, trying to wait out that shield. After the blind, he goes into the Goblin Rocket Helm. He's just waiting out the shield. It's 30 seconds of wait time here. Cross CC, Gouge, and Goblin Rocket Helm into the bandage. Well played from NZ. He does more damage after the shield fades and then Festers at 40% life. We're waiting for a big crit to come here. Kidney probably soon. Another health potion from both players. Death Coil, though, putting Infestors ahead. Life tap to gain the mana necessary to finish the job. Full fear coming out. NZ must be pretty scared. Forsaken, it's not going to be enough.
Rogue is dead. Get down.
Are going to tick and Feathers coming out ahead.
Unfair and broken. Dude, even after... Wow.
Unbelievable.
Even after...
Unbelievable finish.
I feel like look at that guy's gear. That guy's gear kind of sucks dick, right?
I thought NZ had it.
He's got some dick-sucking gear on.
I was like, damn, I think he's actually got
this.
He
does.
Fester turns it back around and finishes. Getting that death coil off. How about that shadow that shadow reflector on the death coil?
That was
so
nuts.
sick,
That's
man.
a bingo.
If you're the rogue, NZ, and you reflect a coil and still lose, I'd be like, oh, come on. Like, it was sick.
No, dude, it was gear diff.
You must be pretty happy with
that.
It was a huge gear diff. NZ, if you're watching, you must be happy with that performance. That was a good duel from both ends. It was back and forth.
He did so well. He tried so hard.
Yeah, that was a great duel to spectate and
watch.
But
in the end,
I hope he's not too upset with that one. That was great.
You know what I mean?
This is one of those times where, look,
dude, that's rough to lose your character.
I believe I don't think that was our last match of round one. Oh, that was all of round one. So we're taking a look at the bracket now, and we're looking at the entirety of the bracket now.
That's the entire first round.
We are, so
and now we're going into the second.
Right there, we are going to go with LT versus Zico next.
Oh,
dude, that first round was long. That was a long first round, but we got Zico.
Luckily, we
and LT coming up right
the
here.
other person who was going up against Snuts
the start of round
didn't
2.
show up.
I can't wait to see this duel. Like we saw,
they did not even show
Hunter
up
from Vitochi, and it seemed hard. The duel started. Hunter of Zico, and he hit in tag.
Tyler
Charm Sheep opener to close the gap. He's gonna go for the pet kill. I really like it. So it's gonna be a Nova Shatter. It's gonna be Frostbolt, Fire Blast, Kona Cold, another Frostbolt, another Frostbite RNG. Great RNG here from Zico, and a resheep in case the heartbeat comes out.
Dude, Zico
nice
already killed this dude's pet.
And now Zico is gonna kill the chicken. Just killing all the pets. Kona Cold. There's a Yeti. There's still one more pet to go. And he kills the Yeti too, I think. Another Nova coming out. The pet eats the trap from Zico. What a play. Zico is aware of that Frost Reflector. Doesn't cast into it. Kona Cold will not be reflected because it's AoE. Another Frostbite proc from Zico. And this is looking really good from Zico. I love the pet kill. Normally in the metagame, it's too slow. Oh, the Arcane Bomb gets blinked. Zico's an absolute legend. And he's showing you guys why. Magic just connects onto LT and Zico with an early evocate closing the gap. I really love Zico's gameplay here. He slows it down, sheeps the Hunter with the Title Charm Sheep, swaps the trinkets after that, kills the pet. Opens up onto LT. Now LT still full life, but no pet to help him out here. Beautiful feint death. The pseudo interrupt the Frostbolt being casted there. LT just stuck in the dead zone forever. Forced to use the Goblin Rocket Helm. Zico instantly replies to the Ice Block. Another Frost Nova coming out on the Cold Snap. Zico's going all in here with the Arcane Explosions. It's a desperate move for more damage. Another Viper Sting. Zico's aware. Takes it off instantly with the Elixir. LT. Kona Cold connects.
He brings out the cock.
Zico's in the driver's seat. This
That's the
entire
mecha
duel.
cock.
What a showing here from the Big Z. Kona Cold keeping LT slowed at bay. Mechanical chicken and the Fab helping LT a little bit. Zico once again using the Elixir and uses the Helm to close the gap once again.
Not only that, he's getting to get the opportunity to wait the FAP out. The free action potion is ticking away. It's a 2-minute cooldown and it lasts for 30 seconds.
Just waits out the FAP.
He gets that helmet off. And dude, the fact that this has not heartbeat resisted for this long.
Zico didn't even get full mana.
This is the best RNG in the world.
Zico didn't even give a fuck.
The FAP falls off right after the Frostbolt. Everything is in Zico's favor in this duel. This is absolutely phenomenal.
He doesn't lose any health.
Another Magic does.
He's not even losing any health.
Zico is so aware of these Viper Stings. He's not letting them tick all. Like 0 Viper Sting value. If anything,
Zico
it's
used a
helping Zico that he's using Viper Stings because it's wasting damage that could have been used in other globals. Zico looking like an absolute professional.
Zico used the
is a 6 demon bag
and he
the
also
Arena
used the
Grandmaster to finish it off. Zico's just gonna stick this, fight him head to head here, casting the frost bolts. There's nothing LT can do. Feign death. He's not dead yet. There's another flask. It's gonna be a little bit of health from that Titan. Zico completely tapped, but he could finish him off with wands at this point if he wants to, and that's what it looks like he will do. 10% life here from LT. Maybe another scatter trap. Zico might have another ice block. Rank 1 Kona Cold just for the slow. Zico staying on top of him, finishing him off with the wands. Revive pet. I don't think that's going to be the move there. Who really knows? Counterspell comes out though. 3% LT. Oh no, what a performance from Zico. Scatter trap though.
He blocks the trap.
Thorium nade to finish it off. It misses. Another wand. Viper Sting. There it is.
Bro, imagine.
Damn,
dude.
GG.
Dude,
GG.
he tries to fucking summon the pet. Zico's counter spells the pet res.
That's crazy.
He trapped Zico. Zico ice blocks the trap
perfectly. But the RNG that he had, like the perfect, like the Goblin Rocket Helm, like not heartbeat resisting for like the entire FAP essentially was insane. Unreal, dude. Unreal.
Yeah, Zico, that was like a masterclass, Mage Hunter masterclass. Like you could put that in a textbook, you know what I mean, and have people review that footage on exactly how to play the matchup. Zico, excellent play there. I wouldn't expect anything else. I mean, it's not like I'm surprised. It was just cool to see it. It's like, yeah, he can do that. That's Zico. Next up, we have a Shaman Mir. We got Sea-Doo versus New Jack. Sea-Doo playing Enhance. Big two-hander, Arcanite Reaper, fully enchanted and ready to go. That's the Stadman. His opponent, New Jack, believe he's playing... Is he Enhance or Ellie? I can't quite remember. The spec here, we'll know in just a second. Looks like it might be an Elemental Shaman with the spell hit Banthok Sash. New Jack also looks pretty darn ready to go. He has the Ice Reflector on. I wonder... Maybe to reflect a Frost Shock. Maybe that's a big deal in the Shaman matchup. A lot of resistances here. Shell Necklace from Strat Live probably means he is playing more of a caster-focused build. And the Shaman matchup, Enhance versus Ellie. I don't know if we have seen too much of this yet, so it'll be kind of cool. Sure, Stadman is going to be running a New Jack attempting to kite. Look at all those totems down by the flags. So many of them.
New Jacks, bro, remember, this is the guy that beat the Mage.
This is like,
and New Jacks didn't beat the Mage. He beat his ass.
You got Enhance, you got Ellie, you got a billion totems. You even got a MAK'GORA flag, which...
So if anybody's going to win, it could be New Jack.
Flags or I guess MAK'GORA's
a horde he's the dark horse. This is a dark horse.
It's a horde themed. I was like, oh yeah, lore. Okay, big open with a rocket helm, with a purge spam right here. Sea-Doo does get the leg up on the first rocket helm.
Purging Andy.
New Jacks to try and get the opportunity to do the same. Be able to spam those purges, try and clean all the buffs off as much as possible. Comes in with a Storm Strike. And gets to chase him down, Frost Shocking
New Jax is already getting low.
And trying to lay into him as much as possible. New Jax is going to want to try and get the opportunity. I mean, this is an Ellie Shaman. So we all know how Ellie Shamans work. They want to set up for that big, massive chain lightning.
The big numbers.
So a lot of this actually has to do with the consumables in this matchup. Shaman versus Shaman. What do you want to use your potions on? Are you going to be using a nature protection
look at that,
potion,
bro. He used a frost resist so he can make range. That's really impressive.
Or otherwise. So,
Sea-Doo trinketed?
That's a lot of...
He bombed him?
He's dead.
Wait, that's a mortar.
He's dead.
For Sea-Doo, that's going to be...
Bro.
Huge stun.
He countered the arcane bomb
to stop
with the headbutt.
Bomb as well. Getting a first
New Jax is doing work.
Sea-Doo is almost out of mana.
That's impressive.
New Jax is sitting at 40% mana. He's going to go for some heals here. Pop a mana
potion. He has forever here. Drink.
No, he's not risking the
half
health. Flying to go over the big dam.
Sea-Doo immediately
comes back
the tea.
With the tea to try and get his mana and
That's
health up. Sea-Doo is by nature going to have less mana and more problems with his mana in general because he's playing
he also can melee. Like all his damage is auto, so it doesn't matter as much.
His gear is not designed for that. He doesn't have as much intellect.
Yeah.
So Sea-Doo really has to take an opportunity to press here whenever he gets those opportunities, as you see he's been doing. And
I don't know if it's a good idea for him.
That was a big sleep
to try and reset a little bit. So New Jax is low on mana. We'll see if Sea-Doo actually presses off of this. Maybe get some mana. Each tick just hoping of mana that he drinks, each tick of water that he has, is a higher percentage of his mana than New Jax's mana.
New Jax has the Yeti out too.
So much smaller.
That's serious.
Sea-Doo is coming in. He's pressing.
If the Yeti comes out, that means they mean business.
Very low. He's not going to have the opportunity to do some damage. You're probably going to see
Oh my
him
gosh, I think he
downranking some
faked
heals
the kick.
and try and rely on the shots
Bro,
and
C2
totems
wins, C2
to
wins.
do as much damage as he possibly can. Gets the frost shock.
Chain lightning, huge.
Right now, and going for that chain lightning.
Oh,
with,
grounding.
might have been a rank 1 chain lightning, I believe, because he had
It got
such
grounded.
low
Bro,
rank.
and
It's
C2
grounded.
even look at the
And
mana.
C2 is trying to
Bro,
press him and gets
like,
the strong
again,
lightning.
man,
was really good, man, but
C2
C2.
takes the win.
Wow.
Takes
That's
down
just
New
how it
Jack
is.
And goes on to
Guys,
the next
that's just the way it is.
round. C2.
Oh shit,
We
man.
need to
C2,
watch
let's go.
C2
BlizzCon
versus
champ
Zico
Yep.
in the next round. Because Zico beat the Hunter,
Just how
C2
it
beat the
is.
Shaman. We're going to see Zico versus C2. That's going to be great, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be so fun.
Beautiful. Dude, that's crazy.
Mez versus
because,
Bobka.
man, this very well could have been an entirely different.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
this could have been that,
Bro,
that
these are the
Zico
big
Savage
matches.
rematch. So either
These
way,
are the real
either
ones.
way, this could have been this was going to be a big matchup coming up in the next round with Zico.
How many rounds? It's
and
5 sets of
C2.
rounds.
Man, I really wonder what's going to happen here, man. Zico
63
C2 is gonna
total
be
matches.
a duel for the ages. That's
We've
for
already
sure.
been through over half of them.
Yeah,
Now we're getting into
I
the
must
final
say
matches.
It's a little mage favored. Unfortunately, for C2's been fighting his uphill
Oh,
battle
no,
today, man.
C2's
Against
done.
Rogue
C2's
and then
done.
Ellie and now Mage.
Yeah.
C2's probably like, come on, man.
He's not going to beat Zico.
But it'll still be a
Just
fun
such
one.
a phenomenal player that he's done it for so long that I feel like we're going to get the best showing that we possibly can
Yeah.
against a mage.
Yep.
And I think that's going to be really fun to watch.
The thing
I
is, like,
completely agree.
Mez beat
if
the
it's
shit
Mage versus
out of
Shaman. We get
PS Hero.
Zico versus C2.
And I think
what
PS Hero
what a
is
treat. We
one
have
of the best
Bobka
rogues.
versus Mez.
Like,
Speaking
I would
of
say PS
treats,
Hero is probably better than
Hunter versus
Bobka.
Rogue. Bob got a great
like,
showing
we'll see what
against
happens.
the last
I could be
Hunter.
wrong.
I believe in
Here we
round
go.
1. Moving on to the second round, Mez. AWC champion, multi-rank 1, one of the players with the most amount of gladiator titles in the entire game.
Yeah, he has, like, every
I don't think he
gladiator
needs
title.
much of an introduction. Bobka,
Also
classic
BlizzCon
Andy through
champion.
and through.
He won BlizzCon
rank
with
1
C2.
player, gladiator throughout TBC and Wrath on the classic relaunch. Plays a lot of classic era. So experienced, so good.
Okay, Bobka's
Decides to
going
go
in.
into the Frost Reflector.
All right, here it
opener
goes.
That we saw PS Hero do earlier today with the
What's
Magic
he doing?
Dust,
What's he
Frost
doing?
Reflector, eat the trap, and then open up with the Gouge Evasion. I really like it. Looks like Mez trying to use Skull of Impending Doom. That was Bobka's Skull of
There it
Impending
is.
Doom for the impending
Let's say this is a
scatter.
survival
He gets
hunter.
rooted.
There was
Bobka
no
gets
scatter
rooted.
there.
He
Well played on
vanishes
Mez
the
on the
root.
hold. Vanish comes
And then
out for
Mez
the
just-
sticky glue. Scatter to reply from Mez.
Yep, there it is.
Looks like
There's the
Bobka
trap.
and Mez are going toe to toe for
Nope, not
now.
quite.
Blind connects. Mez is sitting.
I
it
love
for
how the
time
pets
being.
are just beating
Barrag's
the shit out
up
of each
that
other.
chicken. Poor chicken.
Yeah.
It's coming back to Bobka.
Oh,
Bandage
shit,
kicks,
Mez keeps
for
him
a
in-
few seconds there. The heartbeat
keeps him out
might
of
have
stealth.
broken that a
Oh,
little
no.
soon. Net inside of the flare. Bobka's
Oh,
in a
that's
tough
his-
spot
that's
with the
his last
vanish
one.
because the flare will instantly break the vanish.
Yep,
There's
that's
a
his
trap.
last
He's
one.
avoiding it quite nicely, however. Mez kiting around that trap, using it as some pseudo line of
Pillar,
sight, like
yeah.
a pillar or something like that. Second blind comes through. It's a very close duel, Esfand.
Yeah, I mean, this is.
I was gonna say,
this
Hunters
is
kinda
going
get
to be
fucked
like this,
by,
I think, the entire way through.
there not being
I have
any,
no
like,
idea
line
how
of
he's
sight
gonna
stuff.
figure it out.
Right
Let's
out.
see if he can actually avoid that trap. You
There
got
it
two
is.
flares down, like right after another, to
Bro.
try and keep Bobka
Mez
from
had
being
the
able to
pet
vanish,
ready
keep him from reopening on him. Now he
to
will have
keep
that
Bobka
opportunity.
in combat. And
outside
then,
the flare.
oh my
But,
god, bro, he pulled it out
let's
at
see if
just
Mez
the
is
right
going to be
time.
able to stick it to him.
That
Keep
is
him,
disgusting.
Keep him without an opportunity to be
That
able
was
to
literally
reopen.
the perfect time.
Bobka does it just about as good as anybody.
This is what Mez wants, right? Like that
Yep.
was Bobka's done two
Bobka
blinds,
just
two
popped the
vanishes.
flask.
Bobka unfortunately has nothing left.
Yep, he just
really.
popped the
I mean,
flask.
yeah, there's
He
nades,
used
there's
both of his- yeah, he's
consumables,
done.
but in terms of rogue cooldowns, Bobka's kind of out
it's
of
done.
cooldowns.
Oh,
Mez
bro.
made it through the ring
That's
of
an
fire,
improved
so to
concussive.
speak, and this is the other end. It's pretty
Oh,
Hunter favored.
Bobka hit
There's,
him with the
Bobka
mortar.
connecting, but we're gonna have a
Bobka
scatter
got him
trap
with the
very
mortar.
soon here.
And
Once
then
that
there's
scatter
the
trap
improved-
comes through, Mez will
Improved wing
gain.
clip just to
There's
hit
the
two.
improved wing clip
That's
right
the
there.
RNG we're looking for Mez.
That's just
Bobka
the way it
must be
goes.
pretty upset.
Improved
Concussive
concussive
shot.
And then a concussive stun
right after
again.
the improved wing
Ooh,
clip.
this rogue's almost
Jesus,
dead,
Bobka
man.
seeing
Another
another how
flask.
he's gonna make it out. Mez looking like an absolute pro. Bobka using the flask.
He
Just
used
have to let
3
another concussive
flasks.
shot and a T to reply from Bobka. But what are you gonna
3
do?
flasks.
Even if you
He's
reconnect to
fought.
Mez, he's still 70% life. Bobka has 0 cooldowns left.
He's done.
I think Mez
Ooh,
might have done it.
ooh.
Bobka falls,
exit-
and Mez will move forward.
Wow.
Damn, man.
Unbelievable showing
way
from
it is.
Bobka in this tournament
Oh.
this week, or these 2 days,
Bobka
I should
tried.
say. Bobka, he's done a phenomenal job, but Mez bests him right there.
Nuts.
I mean, Mez played that pretty much as well as he possibly could have. I mean, not even pretty much. I think
Mez is
shit. I'm not wearing my.
They're
so good. You don't even know how good they are.
He shut him out of everything. Every
single
cooldown
how good he is.
that Bobka used. There was an answer immediately.
Like Bobka's a great player.
Sorry about that, boys.
But Mez is a BlizzCon champion.
Player like Mez at that level,
like that's
right. You're a BlizzCon guy. Yeah. Everything. That's huge. That's big time. Almost as big time as OTKnetwork.com merch. OTKnetwork.com merch. If you guys want to get
true guys. So true.
If you guys want to get some merch and help us pay for this tournament,
yes.
That would be fantastic. You guys can check it out. It's incredibly comfortable. I love that hoodie. I have it actually in my room over there. I can show you guys later.
I'm wearing the pants.
If I can
and
get
you can
up.
believe me because I was wearing them yesterday.
Well,
do you believe I changed my pants?
OTKnetwork.com for
of
merch.
Course not.
Also, huge shout out to Blizzard for allowing us to put on this tournament.
Yep.
Again, this this tournament had to get approved by Blizzard to even be able to happen, and a big shout out to Raider.io for handling the back end of this whole thing. So big shout out to them, and of course our title sponsor, Starforge Systems. Which
what do you think this is? OnlyFans?
I think this duel is starting here, though. So.
Well, it depends on the section.
This tournament would not happen without the sponsors, guys. Without everyone in the back end, the admins, the volunteers. Esfond and I are just we have the easy job. We're just here and spectating and watching the game. So shout out to everyone making this event possible. Next matchup, we have another Hunter v Rogue, Bean versus Spicy, and we've seen a couple of these now, and Hunters seem to be doing pretty well, although we saw Rogue win in the first round. Spicy not opting for a cheeky opener here, just goes in, pops the Skull of Impending Doom to try to break a scatter coming in. Doesn't quite get it, though, being too experienced to scatter into that skull there. Scatter's a bit late. Goes for the Spicy trap. Skull now used from Spicy. Bean getting some distance, big aim shot. There's the Hunter's mark and the flare.
Bean lost yesterday.
It's being used before the concussive shot lands.
Spicy's trying, man.
And the vanish.
He's trying.
All right, Gason will get him, dude.
A little bit of a distance, but the Hunter's
got the free action.
Yeah, really
and
great
then
flare.
Bean just stuns him.
Ooh, this is looking rough for this Rogue at the moment, man.
Seeing Spicy
is that
on the gap close.
Huge stun.
Is that it? That was a quick 30 seconds. It's probably what Spicy's feeling too.
Yeah.
So he comes through. That's the last sprint. I think there's blind and a vanish. There's an evasion. Ooh, Goblin Rocket Helm from Spicy, and he gets back on top of Bean. Bean, though, 80% live. Pet's doing work. There's the gouge cross CC from Spicy and the bandage. Really well done. Vanish. That's a second vanish from Spicy. That's the reopener.
Already with
man, instant reply from Bean. These guys have thought all of this through. If this happens, this is what I'm going to do. If this happens, this is what I'm going to do. And that's the fast reflexes that we're seeing here from Bean. He's thought all of this through.
That's so crazy, man.
Hits, there's already a plan.
Bean
right when they vanishes, there's already a plan. And we're seeing that today. The preparation is paid off for Bean here. We have that gnomish harm prevention belt from Bean, just putting up a pseudo shield for him as well. Not a pseudo shield, an actual shield. Spicy's getting very low. This is the last big cooldown.
The pet's gonna hit him and keep him in combat.
No bandage. It's on cooldown here.
Ooh, it didn't.
And the full blind re-stealth. The pet was CC'd, so doesn't quite get to land. But the big flare into another scatter trap. And Bean isn't working with much mana. Concussive shot to finish. And I don't know if there's much Spicy can do. The nade can do a little bit of damage. Finish him off. 4% life.
Ooh, he's dead.
Bean finishing it off classy too. Boom! Arrow to the face. Spicy goes down. And Bean moves on.
That fucking
GG, boys. God damn.
We're going to have Bean versus Mez. And, that's going to be a good one.
Shit.
Yeah, it is. Man, that last matchup was great, man.
Grayson wins
Brother
again.
Bean, he's coming in the clutch. He did a fantastic job.
Bean's doing really well, man.
Flare.
I'm going to be honest. I think he's doing really well.
Whenever he was coming to re-engage, he put that flare down right whenever he was about to re-stealth. And then he put in, he was able to get that flare out, spamming. Apparently, I'm hearing it was he got stun resisted. He got orc stun resisted, so he went for it. But unfortunately, he didn't have time to try it again after he got resisted. So, big play. That orc racial coming in the clutch, big time. So, congrats to Bean moving on, and we've got a mirror in the next round, Mez versus Bean. So that'll be fun.
Yep, that will be. There's Mez Mez and Bean, it's just going to be great. We have Sots versus Madnox coming up pretty soon here as well. Sots, maybe not as big of a name, but bro, watching his last duel, I'm a Sots fan out of nowhere. Like this guy, he's 5-0. He's 6-0 so far in his duels. You know, it's kind of cool. Whoever wins this is basically no losses, right? It's, I mean, a single elimination. It's MAK'GORA, which is pretty rad. But Sots versus the Warlock Madnox, and this is a mana battle, man. It's a mana battle. We have drained mana. We have mana burn from the priest, and we've seen this matchup go both ways. It feels like the Warlocks, though, are generally doing pretty well into the priests, and I think that's the way it's supposed to go. So we'll see if Sots can outplay himself to a win, or if Madnox is gonna just crush it as the Warlock.
Yeah, this is gonna be fun to see. We've seen a fair bit of Warlock Shadow Priest in this tournament, haven't we?
Yeah, we've seen a lot of rogues. We've seen a lot of hunters. We've seen a lot of warlocks. We've seen, you know, we haven't seen like that many warriors, but the warriors that have shown up really have shown up. And it's really the top of 8 class. So that class distribution is pretty even.
Mm-hmm. And so here we go. We have an open here. Sots came in trying to go, and he's probably going to try and dispel spam here, but I think he's waiting for the right opportunity to do so. He drops the blanket silence, goes into a fear, gets stopped. Tidal Charm, going into an arcane bomb, mana burn. So he's probably going with the strategy of trying to burn Madnox mana as much as possible, and he's doing a phenomenal job. Look at that. He's at 33% mana already. Madnox dropping the Curse of Tongues, and it's making a huge impact on Sots while he's feared away. Is that fear still active? It is, and he's coming back in. That UI is updating. He's coming back in, following him in. Madnox is going to want to reset. He's life tapping and using a medicine pouch to get his health.
These
back
dogs, man, they constantly need to go out.
I really like Sots' strat of going in with a mana burn.
Yeah.
I thought that was huge, and put Madnox on the back foot immediately. Right there, we got another big mana burn in. And Madnox is having to burn all of his consumes to life tap and to heal up, and those cooldowns are going to add up.
So yeah, this is like the new tech. We haven't seen any Shadow Priest really utilize mana burn into Warlock. Normally, the Shadow Priest Warlock matchups, the Warlock is trained mana, and the Shadow Priest is just doing damage. And Sots is like, you know what? 2 can play this game. You know, like 2 can play this game. Let me mana burn you and see how it goes. And I really like it from Sots. Sots has that mana advantage, and Madnox is a Warlock, so he's going to have the ability to life tap. But Sots might have the long plan of like, let me just keep mana burning this guy, so he's forced to life tap. And I'll kill him through his own life taps and just make sure he stays or you have to life tap and then you'll eventually die. Looks like it's panning out decently for Sots. But Madnox as a Warlock, there's a lot of cooldowns to get through. That Fell Hunter is going to be purging with Devour. You have so much damage coming through. You have the ability to, you know, Hellstone and life tap with that Hellstone. You have the ability to major healing potion and then life tap more. So it's hard. Like Warlocks to some degree have like this infinite mana pool where you can tap and then drain life and then tap and then drain life. And now you're pretty much sustaining yourself forever. And we have the first aid coming out from Madnox, and that first aid is going to allow him to tap more. Sots, though, in the meantime, gets another tick or 2 of Drink and Eat. Looks like he's back up to 80% health, 60% mana. Silence comes through into the full fear. Will of Forsaken right away from Madnox. Arcane Bomb, will it land? Looks like it did that land? The coil might have interrupted it. Full fear comes out from Sots. Will of Forsaken on the fear. Sots is in a world of hurt here. He has mana to work with, but Shadow Priests are one of those unique classes where it's like you don't want to come out of Shadow form to heal, but sometimes you just have to. There's the major healing pot and the life tap drain life. This is exactly what we were just talking about. Sots going into the spell log. What are you gonna do? It's gonna be the flasks in the clutch. He's back up to 18% life, but there's no mana to work with. This does not look good for Sots. 1 or 2 more ticks of damage. Another flask. There's only 2 or 3 flasks allowed per day in Sots. That was 2 of them. He can maybe use 1 more. That's the last one. Flask and mana pot. He has a little bit of mana to work with, but it's not going to be enough. He's at 1%. There's a shield, but it's going to break, and Sots is going to fall. Madnox, really well done.
Really well done. Great performance by Sots. I think that was great insight, Zaryu, about the ability to counteract the mana burn. I think it worked out really well at the beginning, but he just wasn't able to sustain it. He had to overcommit, and it didn't work out for him because he was able to out-sustain it. So great point there. Great play by MAK'GORA, being able to withstand the barrage of the mana burns and the different ways to try and get rid of you with Arcane Bomb and everything else. So great job. Great performance by MAK'GORA, and I think it's been a great performance all tournament from Sot as well. So look, we're getting to that point in the tournament. We're in the last few rounds, and this isn't like a double elimination. A lot of tournaments, this is a single elimination. When you die, you are dead. Best of one, everything. So
I saw a few people in the chat, maybe not today, but like leading up to the tournament, of like, is it going to be double Elimzar? I'm like, this is a MAK'GORA tournament. Just for everybody tuning in from home, once you're dead, you're dead. Your character is gone. You have to restart at level 1. And so these are all best of ones because of that nature of the MAK'GORAs. We have another Shadow Priest versus Warlock here. Takata versus Gripping. I mean, if it looks anything like the last duel, that's fan. I think the Warlock is just looks favored in this. Like, it's not like it looks like super one-sided at first, but a minute or two in, it's like, dude, how are you going to come back?
Over time. That sustain that the Warlock's kit kind of just the sustain that the Warlock brings to the table, like their kit is just huge. So so you have him come in here, and actually the Warlock is starting with the drain mana. Even though he has such low mana right now, he's going with the drain mana strat, trying to drain Takata's mana, because I do agree. I think that what we've seen so far in this tournament, the Shadow Priests, whenever they run out of mana, they are pretty much done for. Mobility is a huge issue for them. It's hard for them to get away. It's hard for them to chase people. So they need to stick to their target as closely as possible. Gripping is going in with the plan of, hey, I'm going to beat him at his own game. I'm going to drain his mana. If I'm draining his mana, I'm absorbing mana for myself, and he is not going to be able to burn me on top of that. So good strat from Gripping coming in, and it's working out great so far, working out beautifully. Takata coming in with a Mind Blast, trying to lay into him. Gripping actually going for the Shadow Reflector. Going for the Shadow Reflector. We got a Fear going out on Gripping right now, and Takata is trying to Mind Flame, trying to get his damage out as much as possible. I think Takata realizes that he is running out of time, and he needs to try and make a play if he can. Misses the grenade. The Arcane Bomb comes in, and he actually got stunned himself earlier on that Shadow Reflector, and it is over. That Shadow Reflector ended up backfiring for him so bad, or so unfortunately, I guess. But yeah, that's great. So whenever he got the blackout proc, it ended up hitting him. So
those final moments were just like hard to watch. Like Gripping was already really far ahead, and he just does him dirty by chucking the Arcane Bomb. And once it's in the air, it's like, oh, you gotta look away. This priest is just screwed, man. He's no mana, no health, and he's silenced. And then the damage ended up killing. Like, add insult to injury. That was rough, a tough position to be in, and I guess we can kind of confidently say that Warlocks do pretty well in that matchup. I mean, geez. Next up, though, on the next bracket, we have the Warlock mirror, MAK'GORA versus Gripping, and that'll be fun to watch once we get to round 3. For now, though, we're in round 2, and we have Sony versus Rocket Man. It's gonna be a great duel. Great duel. Sony needs no introduction. Rocket Man is Perplexity. Perplexity is a classic era OG, also rank 1 TBCer, like just really, really experienced rogue. I don't know if we've seen a rogue take out a warrior, or at least if we have, not very frequently. Warriors have been crushing it in this tournament with this rule set against rogues because of the elixir of poison resistance. The rogues are having a hard time kiting warriors out. And when a rogue and a warrior go head to head, the warrior generally wins. So how does the rogue win then? Well, the rogue would kite with poisons, right? Crippling poison, run away, don't kind of dead zone the warrior, don't want to get intercepted, but don't fight too close, and then re-stealth, and then open up, and then crippling kite. But you can't do that if you remove the poison slow from crippling, and that's why we've seen rogues really fall here in this matchup.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think we're probably going to see more of the same here. I wouldn't expect to see anything less. But both of these guys are at the top of their class. They're both unbelievable players, and it's going to be very fun to see. Sony is a OG.
Sony's a god, dude.
I think he's a Vengeful Gladiator. I think it was a season 3 rank 1.
That's correct.
Yeah, so he's been playing for many years, as has Perp, playing on the private servers and stuff for many years. Coming in with the sap opening up, Sony has the Draconian Deflector out, playing defensive to start out in case he gets stun locked and trying to mitigate as much damage as possible. Sony turning it around with an intercept, getting his bleeds up, getting kidney shotted by Perp. Perp goes and he drops the blind on him. There's no dots or anything ticking on Sony. This gives him the opportunity to kill the pet and hopefully reset. That's what he is trying to do. He's trying to kill the pet. We haven't seen that from all the rogues, but some of the rogues have tried to kill the pet and reset here. Sony putting on his mount, or getting on his mount.
Oh yeah, go get his ass, Sony.
Re-engage as quickly
get his
as possible.
ass.
Alarmabot in hand, sword and shield in hand.
I hope Sony wins this whole thing, man.
Trying to make sure to keep his health up as much as possible.
I'm also a Tauren warrior.
Man, how tanky these warriors are. It's actually
we have
insane.
That
it is absolutely insane how much damage these guys can really mitigate with all the consumes and everything on the table. So I don't believe I saw Sony use a diamond flask or anything yet, so that's still on the table as well. And it's going to be big time.
I don't think there's any class in the game that can go head to head with a warrior in this tournament. If you want to beat a warrior, you're going to have to kite him out. You're going to have to play the long game, and you're going to have to slowly kill them. But if the rogue just opens up and fights, the rogue will lose, right? So you have to be very clever on how you're going to engage in this matchup. Rocket Man opening back up. There is a rule that states we have to keep the duels going. So 60 seconds is the longest you can stay in stealth, if anyone was wondering. Vanish comes out on the sticky glue. Cheap shot to follow. Sony taking some damage finally. There's the Zerker stance. He's trying to dead zone,
he's
but
fine.
does
He's
get
fine.
intercepted. Full kidney, though. Sony's actually taking some damage here. He's down below 60%. Cold Blood lands. Might be a blind after this. Is that the second blind, I believe?
I think it's a second blind.
And
It'll be
Sony's
okay,
at
Sony. Just
life, man.
don't freak out. You're
61%.
fine.
I mean, already though, that's so much of Perplexity's damage, and Sony's at 60% life. How do you finish?
We haven't seen often.
Yeah, but Gnomish death rate. It's gonna be a big burst combo here. We're hoping for some crits.
Ooh,
nice.
Okay,
so
this here before he gets rocket helmed.
Gonna
the
go
rocket
eat?
helm goes off. I think the rocket helm to follow. This is actually really good. So that was the fear from Sony. Will of Forsaken coming out and a heartbeat break. That's not what Sony wanted at full. Re-stealth cheap shot. Looks like the cheap shot.
Oh my god, man.
DR'd. I think that was a sap that got DR'd by the rocket helm. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that seems right. Sony down to 44% life. This is the lowest we've seen a warrior against a rogue yet. Perplexity playing out of his mind.
It's okay.
Intercept
It's all right.
in, though,
He's hamstring.
Sony's not out of this yet.
Oh, he didn't get the hamstring off. Fuck.
60% life here for Rocket Man. No vanishes, no blinds, not much to work with. There's the cheap shot.
I think he's fucked. I think Sony's got this.
Resist, and the sticky glue comes out. Tidal trying to counter it, but it's not going to be enough. Trinket comes out. Full kidney shot. Perplexity is an absolute monster for this play. There's the kidney. Sony's at 37% life. Rocket Man trying to dead zone. It's not going to be enough. Oh,
go
no.
Sony, please,
Sony's
God.
30%.
Yes.
Oh, Rocket Man's going to get executed. There's
no.
the magic dust, the final lifeline for Rocket Man. That's the tuber. Magic dust breaks. The re-stealth cheap shot comes out. This is very close. Full kidney shot coming out, but Rocket Man.
It's so close, boys.
Life, dangerously
all Sony needs is like one hit.
Range. Sony getting rid of the poison.
Come on,
once
Sony.
again. I don't think there's anything Rocket Man can do, but Sony falling to 12% life.
The thundercloud or the war stomp.
What? I thought he was dead, dude. Oh my gosh, what a duel, man. What a duel. Holy hell, dude.
I can't believe I would be standing up too if there wasn't something in front of me. Wow. Holy shit.
Absolutely unbelievable matchup. Perplexity playing out of his mind. And Sony just barely holding on.
Oh my
at
god,
the last
dude.
second.
The war stop at the very end.
Performance by both of these guys. Unfortunately, Perplexity falls to Vengeful Gladiator. Sony's
Oh my
digital,
god,
and
dude.
Sony moves on to the next round.
Oh my god,
the winner
man.
Of our next match, which will be Peo versus Zeroji, Hunter or Rogue.
That was probably my favorite
Jesus,
duel today, man.
man.
What a duel. I've got to say, well, first, congratulations to Sony, because that was so close and so epic and just so many great plays from both players. But I really have to give a shout out to Perplexity as well. Like, we haven't seen rogues take out warriors. That was probably the closest duel we've seen where a rogue's going to beat a warrior, and Perplexity just played, like, there was just so many plays being made there. I need to go back and rewatch the VOD of that. It was just really well played from both sides. What a close finish. I mean, one more parry, one more crit, anything could have changed that. Yeah, what a duel. Next up, we get Peo versus Zero. Peo is such a joy to watch him duel. He gets really excited and passionate about each and every one, and don't think he's going to be very excited or passionate to fight a Hunter in his next matchup.
Yeah, man. Peo's, it's going to be great to watch him play against Zero. Zero's been performing incredibly well all tournament. So I'm excited to see how he goes up against Peo here. And I'm excited to see how Peo opens up against Zeroji. We saw what Pachero did earlier today to try and counteract the flare. Let's see if... okay, he's doing something similar right here. Frost Reflector to walk into the trap after the sleep. Summons the entire zoo here. BFA was better comes to let Peo know that Classic was not good. BFA was better. And then we got another Rocket Helm. I think he's going to try and wait out the flare, but it doesn't work out for him. So Peo burned a lot at the beginning there to try and get the proper opener. Unfortunately, he didn't get it, but he vanishes and goes into a full kidney. So we got a full kidney shot on Zero. Zero's actually taking it right now. Peo's got the upper hand for sure. Zero trying to lay a wing clip on him, but Peo is dodging everything, seeing if he can get a wing clip on him. However, Peo has a FAP up, so it's going to be ineffective. He needs to wait this FAP out with that ice trap, scatter trap, and he's going to drink up and try and reset the duel. Hopefully, he can re-engage on him before Peo has a chance to get out. He drops the flare. Peo does not have the opportunity to re-stealth. Gouges the pet, gouges BFA was better, and he is going to try and close the gap here on Zeroji, using whatever he needs to remove the poisons. And he's at about half health right now, getting concussive shotted, and things are looking rough for Peo from this distance.
Yeah, Zero's playing this
Peo might be done here, boys.
Exactly what he wants to happen. Peo gets in distance of blind, though, and that's all you need to get that 10 yards to blind. The pet is going to be moved away because I don't think Zero wanted Peo to slay the pet there. Gets the re-stealth cheap shot, though. I don't know what's going on with the pet.
Oh, my God.
Full kidney shot on a Zero. This is really good. Crusader proc. Peo doing a lot of damage into the kidney. Zero, though, I'm sure is going to have that scatter. Oh, a prep second blind from the little Peo. You love to see it. Gouge coming out on the pet once again. Don't know if he's gonna be able to get the resale. Probably not. First aid, damage coming in, scatter though from Zero into another trap. Peo's playing this really well. It's just for a rogue, it's not the matchup you really are looking for. Hunters yeah.
Well, I was also gonna say specifically an Orc Hunter. So because he's gonna have all that stun resist.
Absolutely. One stun could be the difference between a win or a loss, and a concussive shot proc as well. More RNG coming into play. Zero doing so much damage at the end there.
Great performance by Zero. Unfortunately, Peo falls to Zeroji the Hunter. Great performance by Peo this tournament. Really great performance by Peo.
Peo died.
A great performance by Zeroji. And all the rogues have been eliminated out of this tournament.
Gosh.
One of the pre-tournament favorites to win the tournament was Rogue. People keep talking about Rogue. But we have 2 rounds to go, and all the rogues have now been eliminated. So we'll see. I'm sure there's going to be a determination of who's going to get the prize money, because they were we've had multiple rogues fall in the same round. I don't know who's going to get the best in class prize money yet. We'll find out from the admins how that's going to be determined. But yeah. So congratulations to all the rogues who competed, but unfortunately, there will not be one in the finals.
Dude. There was more rogues, correct me if I'm wrong, admins, but more rogues than any other class in this tournament. And they're all gone. And there were so many, not only just, I shouldn't just say rogues. We had Savix. We had Bobka. We had PS Hero, right? We had Perplexity. We had Peo. Like, these are all big names. Spicy had a great showing as well. They're all gone.
We even had, I mean, we talked about Shobek earlier. Shobek didn't make it to the final. Shobek is another very good rogue.
Vanis played really well. NZ with the plays against the Warlock Infestor. Like, they were all really good. But with this rule set, rogues are not coming out on top. And the rule set being, there are no rules. It's a MAK'GORA. Anything goes. So with this with this open system, maybe rogues aren't the dueler we thought they'd be. I thought maybe an undead rogue would take the whole thing, but looks like I'm wrong. We have druid versus mage, and it's a hard one. It's a really hard one for the mage. Having said that, we've seen druid versus mage once today, and the mage actually won. So Gordon, maybe he'll go in at the different game plan here. Gets slowed, shifts out, cap form again. Wow, Flame taking a lot of damage. That's Furbolg's medicine pouch, misses the Cone of Cold. Blink to follow. Insta... what charge is that? The Goblin Rocket Helm maybe resisted, but the charge worked. Oh, no, Goblin Rocket Helm now. Two different charges from Gordon. Early Innervate, love to see it. Gordon looks dominant in this matchup, and this is probably how the Druid versus Mage should look.
Yeah, this has been a huge start from Gordon, getting up on Flame early. Flame is definitely on his back heels. He just gets title charmed right there after the blink, so he's not able to get out of it. And Gordon has a real opportunity to try and finish him here, but he might not be able to between the ice barrier and then getting title charmed himself. So Gordon continues on, keeps pressing Flame. Zaryu, is there any chance for Flame to survive this?
Absolutely not. So here's the issue. The mages normally would sheep and reset. You can't sheep a druid, boys. You can't do it. Flame can't reset. Okay, so you can use the Goblin Rocket Helm and CCM. You can use the Magic Dust and CCM, but you can't sheep. Mage's best spell is sheep. You can't use it against the druid at all. How do you reset against a druid? You can't. Once you're behind, it's over. The only way to win would be just to kill the druid from the get-go, but once you're low, you can't come back. There's no coming back. There's no sheeps. You can't even Nova. He's just going to power shift. You can't. Look at that. Gordon in and out of cat form, running Flames down. He's doing the best he can do, but there's not much the mage can do in this position. 10% life. Another Nova. Gordon's just finishing him off. One tick of Evo. Could be a Mana Shield or a Blink. Maybe another consumable, a flask. What are we working with, Flame? Another
a stun.
Ice barrier.
That's enough. That's enough.
On for dear life, man.
I don't know how long he can hold on as fan.
He's a fucking druid, dude.
I don't know how long he can hold on.
I don't know either, man. This is not looking good. This might be it. We get the Cone of Cold out.
I don't think it's over.
He eats the Whipper-Root tuber.
Ooh, the root's done. Yeah, he's done.
Doesn't matter. Gordon can just shift out and shift back in, and he just keeps chasing him down. He's at 13%.
Ooh, the root.
At this point, I would just
eat it. He eats it.
Or something. Like, just start sending the moonfires.
This rogue, this mage knows what he's doing.
Make a mistake, you know.
This mage knows what he's doing. It's not going to be a problem.
If Gordon goes from moonfiring, and then can't go back cat and just completely then the mage could actually win. So it's you know. Flame.
This is why we play the game right here, boys.
Start.
Watch this fucking duel.
And not letting the druid get distance. Now he's so far behind. Ooh, he kites and turtles back up for the health potion. He has no Evo and he's low on mana, so I don't see him necessarily killing Gordon. But that's
fine. You can just slow him down until he can drink.
I like the
he should be sit drinking every time he slows through Gordon. Maybe not at this point.
Been a very different duel.
Okay,
I don't know.
This is okay. This is good.
Spec. It looks like though he's not opting to just Moonfire Insect Swarm like we would normally see. So Gordon must be more. Maybe he's not playing Resto at all for that Insect Swarm. But Flame's doing a good job this last minute or so regaining his ground. Gordon's probably kicking himself as fan for not moonfiring earlier because now he has some HP to work with.
It probably is. Yeah, I just from looking at his build, it looks like Gordon is playing like a Feral Resto hybrid. I haven't seen him cast an Insect Swarm. I could be wrong. So yeah, I think he's playing some sort of a Feral Resto hybrid. And yeah, I mean he really just cannot finish. Like he just has to find a way to do it. I think there it is.
Ferocious Bite will do it.
just finished, dude.
Yeah.
Great duel from Gordon, man. Great duel from Gordon, and man, Flame did a phenomenal job keeping him away as much as he can, not letting him finish. So really, really good, man. Really, really good.
Yeah, I can't give Flame too much, hate here. It was Mage versus Druid, and he lived a few minutes. He kited it out. He did all right. It's just you're Mage versus Druid, and that can be tough. In the next round, it looks like we have another Mage versus Druid. Maybe Dendario, who's by the way done phenomenal so far in this tournament. In the last round, he took out a Druid. Let's see if he can do it again here versus MFB TV.
Yeah, this is gonna be great to watch. I mean, MFB TV did a fantastic job in the tournament so far. We didn't get to see him much yesterday, but we saw him today. I don't actually know if any of his duels got broadcast yesterday or not. I think they didn't, but we'll see. I mean, it's the same matchup as last time. I don't think they're the same specs. I think MFB TV is playing the Moonfire Spam Balance hybrid spec. So yeah, but I do think we'll get more of the same, just like you mentioned.
I'm gonna get banned for that shit.
Sheep a druid because they can just shift out of it. They can shift out of Novas. It's a really, really tough counter for mages, and we might see more of the same here, just in a little bit of a different way.
The way we normally see this duel go is the Moonfire and Insect Swarm will do the job, and the Druid will max range and Cheetah and keep running and won't even engage the Mage. And the Mage is in this position where you slowly die to the Insect Swarm Moonfire, and the Druid never does anything except Cheetahs and runs. That's normally what we see. We'll see here what spec. So it's the Moonfire. Insect Swarm looks like it resists there, and MFBTV decides to run and Cheetah. So this is a very standard Mage versus Druid duel. It's going to take longer, but generically what happens is the Mage will go out of mana. The Mage will never be able to really start much on the Druid, and the Druid will never actually go Bear or never go Cat. The Druid will kind of just go Cheetah, and whenever the Mage blinks in like this, you just kind of Cheetah form away. I don't know if the Bear form here is even necessary, because yeah, you get the bash, but who cares? You just Cheetah and keep running. And in the long game, the Mage kind of goes and the Mage doesn't really have the... You can't really pack a punch as a Frost Mage unless you Shatter combo, and you can't Shatter a Druid who's just max range and Cheetah. And Cheetah also doesn't cost much mana, so the Mage blinks in, Arcane Bombs the Druid. It does land. Very well done from Dendario. The problem with the Mage strategy here, there's the Innervate coming out early, is Blink is actually a pretty expensive cost for the Mage. Yeah. So if you're spending your mana blinking in like that, it's great. It's kind of all you can do, but it's a lot of mana. I think the Bear forms might be a slight misplay here. I mean, it's not like you need to use Bear for absolutely anything. The Evo coming out, and here is MFB TV's chance. You kind of just let that Insect Swarm and Moonfire, do the job. And this is normally what you see, and it's a tough spot for the Mage. Like, it doesn't look that bad. Like right now you're like, okay, it could kind of go either way, but you fast forward 5 minutes and the Mage is just and dead, and the Druid is still just healthy, and the Mage doesn't have the longevity. So the only way for the Mage to win is to burst the Druid down, which can happen with the right RNG, but it's not easy to do.
Yeah, I mean, you know this better than anybody, right? And you've talked about how difficult of a matchup this is. How impressed are you so far by how this match has gone? I feel like compared to the last match, Dendario's holding on really well.
He is. He's doing exactly what he should be doing. He's blinking in on top of that Druid and getting burst when he can. The issue is every time the Mage builds momentum with like Frostbite, that Cheetah form, which is a very low mana cost, comes out, and the Druid is just going to run and run and run. And that Insect Swarm Moonfire might not seem very scary, but if Moonfire Insect Swarm is on you for 10 minutes straight, like it will kill you. It's enough damage to kill you, and that's kind of what the Druid is banking on. And it's not that it's a very quick way to get to lethal here on the Mage, but the Druid is never putting himself in danger. He's never pushing in to get Nova'd, to get Shatter combo. There's an Arcane Bomb, and boom, that's what Dendario's going to need. I love that combo. It was a Thorium Nade into an Iron Bomb, which was very well played. Those are the types of out-of-the-box thinking combos that we're going to need from Dendario to finish it off.
Yeah, and he blinked that Arcane Bomb coming up right after it. Now, I did see Moonfire Beam actually did... he actually faked the counterspell on him, but it didn't matter because he got blanket CS, and then on top of that, after getting the Arcane Bomb, it was another blanket. So that's why he wasn't able to cast, even though he faked it.
Yeah, I must say, Dendario is really holding his own here in the matchup. The Druid's already used a T, already used a mana pot, and already used Evo, and Dendario is at 50% mana. So I'm pretty impressed. Like, this is going more mage favored than I would expect, for sure. So like hats off to Dendario. I think these clever use of items with the nade and arcane bombs are evening this matchup out. And to be honest, like, yeah, Dendario is looking great.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very, very impressed. I mean, from what we've seen so far from Druids and Mages in the Druid Mage matchup in this tournament, and just historically, Dendario he really is doing phenomenal. And it's very much a battle of attrition. Like, this Druid spec is there trying to tick you down the whole time. That was a big, big, big arcane bomb coming in from Dendario, and he's starting to press Moonfire Beam.
Dude,
this is
like he was in bear form for the arcane bomb. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but if you're in bear form, it's not going to drain your mana. But MFB decided to go Cheetah to avoid the arcane bomb, which made the arcane bomb drain his mana because he went Cheetah, right? If I'm understanding that correctly. So another arcane bomb coming up from the Druid. Counterspell goes out, but Counterspell does not stop arcane bomb. A lot of players like almost panic hit Counterspell on that arcane bomb because it looks like a cast. It's not a cast, it's a grenade. You can't Counterspell it. So Dendario unfortunately does get hit with that arcane bomb.
I came here to find love, but instead, I found a best friend. Senor Snuffles, you stole my sock, and now you've stolen my heart. Will you accept this milk bone as a symbol of my love?
Oh, dog. Rated E to M.
Hell yeah, boys. From my big dick. Can't show you. I have my WoW pulled up there.
There will always be more to finish my work.
This is just the beginning.
She's taking hours from us.
This movie looks like straight ass.
It will be the end of everything.
It's a disgrace to the Marvel universe. They're continuing to do this bullshit.
The Marvels, rated PG-13, in theaters November 10th.
Hey, let's go.
Oh man, did I lock the car?
Hey, let's market to a bunch of people that don't exist. A great idea.
Dad, I'm cool.
Fucking idiots.
Okay, I'll turn the heat on. I swear I parked in this section. Oh, there it is.
Always stay connected to the new Hyundai Tucson Limited with complimentary class-leading Blue Link Plus.
Let me show you what goes on behind the scenes when making a Shaq-a-Roni.
Bust it.
We created Shaq-a-Roni my way, an extra large pizza topped with extra cheese and extra pepperoni. It's a simple recipe. We take everything.
I'll be honest, I don't think Shaq's visited my Papa John's anytime recently.
Scatter trapping, or the mage is polying, or the druid is
probably
running.
Be better if he did.
The warlock is running and fearing. Warrior v. Warrior, man. It's just as down and dirty as it gets. Two players pressing buttons until one of them dies. It's always a short duel. I mean, it can't really go long. One warrior is going to kill the other warrior at some point, and it's just a fun one to watch.
Yeah, this is going to be a great one, man. It's going to be really, really good.
Zug. We have Gorthax at 50% rage. They trade charges here, and it looks like the Goblin Rocket Helm's going to make it out on top. So well done from Gorthax having the premonition to use that. Sunders from the side. Wow, nice. I love this opener. I love it. What a great way to open. He's not breaking the CC because Sunders don't do damage. He just builds up 3 sacks of stunners before the rest of the duel even starts. Brilliant play from Gorthax.
And I think I saw Recklessness from Jay, so this is big damage. Retail into the Recklessness. Let's see if Gorthax can hold on the onslaught.
Oh, 2 warriors.
Oh, no.
You know what? I'm going to rewind that. Or no, I'm slide. Never mind. I'm not rewinding.
Jay's backing off. He's backing off.
Looks like Retail and Wreck are about to fade. Both Warriors are about even here, 40% life. We'll see what consumables come into play here as they're both 30%. Whirlwind's coming out from Gordax. 1% it falls.
He chunked his ass. He did 20% damage, dude.
Damage at the right time with the right crits and the right executes. Well done. What a fun one to spectate. Warrior v Warrior, man.
That was really fun, man. That was really fun, dude. That was like... Dude, two heavyweights just going at it. I love the opener. The strat at the open was so good. Go with the Goblin Rocket Helm and then try and stack Sunders to try and get an armor advantage was so crafty. I love it. That was so good. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. Jay going with the recklessness into the retail and then backing off whenever we realized that Gorthax popped the retail. Just fantastic, man. Fantastic duel, and yeah, really, really good showing this tournament, man.
I'm just so happy to see Warriors showing up and doing well. It kind of sucks to see a Warrior eliminate another Warrior, doesn't it?
I know,
a little bit. Yeah, it's like,
it's like we're
on the same team. Yeah. We're on the same team here. Next up, we have another Warrior. We have Lapan, who I believe might be at a slight disadvantage here versus Hydra as the Shadow Priest. Have we seen Warrior versus Shadow Priest? I know I think this can go either way. Hydra, though, just so experienced. You can see the debuff above Lapan's head. You know, it's there. We'll recognize that.
Oh, man.
Just unfortunate circumstance. There was no ability to remove the debuff, unfortunately, and that you know, it's just one of those things. And like, we knew something like that would happen. We did tell the competitors ahead of time that like something like this can happen. It probably will happen, unfortunately, and so that's the situation we're in. There's nothing we could really do. We did reach out to try to circumvent it, but we know we're here and we have that debuff. So for those of you guys that don't know, earlier, Lapan unfortunately had a situation where he got CC'd out of the duel area, got a debuff called Coward. This Coward debuff lasts 3 days in game, and it decreases all attributes by 20%.
This poor guy.
All damage by 20%, all armor by 20%, and all resistances by 20. So, I mean, we can root for Lapan here. You know, it would be cool if you won a MAK'GORA, you're no longer a Coward. Maybe we could have Blizzard hotfix that in. That would be cool.
That would be sick.
Actually. That would be sick.
Yeah, if you are a Coward and you win a MAK'GORA, it removes the debuff. I would love that. Anyway, duel's underway. Lapan does have that disadvantage. Maybe we could see Lapan win anyway. Hydra getting the nice distance. The net comes out, or the sticky glue from Lapan.
He just, I'm sure just hitting with a wet fish, man. That
Hydra, building up some rage. Shadow Reflector comes through. Doesn't reflect any damage, though. Hydra, too smart for that. Pops the potion, kiting it out with the Power Word Shield. Pops the Inner Focus to conserve mana. Lapan's having trouble connecting here. Maybe just hard time building rage because the Warrior is hitting into the shields of Hydra. Intercept.
Oh, he didn't get a... Okay, hamstrings? I was going to say he didn't get any hamstrings up.
Hamstring proc on top of that. That's really great for Lapan. Lapan is just getting dangerously low here. Fear comes out. The Shadow Word Pain's ticking. The Mind Flay's ticking. Hydra must be feeling pretty good about this one. F's in the chat for Lapan. Thanks for coming out and playing. It's unfortunate, but it happened. We're there.
That's how it goes. It's an unfortunate situation.
Oh, boys.
Falling to Hydra. Hydra, another great player. Lapan, a great player. So, 07. Hearth in the chat for Lapan. It's, what are you drinking? I just know.
It's a protein shake. Yeah. Oh, okay. I was like, I can't eat all day, so we're just gonna be drinking our food today.
I do not. All I had was that one little sandwich, so I'm starving. But yeah. No.
And then, bro, look what I got for later.
Somebody at OTK take S-Fan some fucking food, please. Jesus Christ.
But yeah, no, that it's an unfortunate situation for Lapan. Lapan he's a great player. You know, he's been playing Classic for a long time, retail for a long time. And yeah, it's unfortunate we had to lose a Warrior that way, but hearts in chat for Lapan, and Hydra advances to the next round. So
there it is. Next matchup, we have Big Sad versus JMDS. Man, we have a lot of Warriors in this tournament. We have J-Law, JMD, Lapan, Gorthax just lost. We have Jay moving on and Sony. We have almost all the Warriors doing really well today.
Hell yeah. Like, Warriors are rocking winning.
It, man. The only Warrior that's lost is the Warrior v Warrior, which, you know, obviously one Warrior has to lose. And the only other Warrior that's lost is against Zeroshi the Hunter, it looks like.
Yeah.
So we have
the Warrior.
Another Hunter versus Bean. Yeah.
The Warriors have performed tremendously well. There's been a ton of Warriors that have been partaking in their tournament too, which is very cool. There's also a ton of streamers watching this event. And if you are a streamer watching this event and you are interested in talent management, you guys can check out Mythic Talent at mythictalent.com. That is for sponsors, for anything that you want to be repped by to be able to get more sponsors and do events and stuff like that. Check out mythictalent.com and we'll get in touch with you. So you can either reach out to Asman, myself, whoever, and we can get you in touch with the right people if you guys are interested in talent management. So cool. We got our next duel coming up here.
Bro, I was looking forward to these brackets too, and it's got a bunch of Warlocks are doing really well, and Warriors are doing well. Later on today, once we get closer to the grand finals, it's just going to be a ton of Locks into a ton of Warriors, and that's just a hard matchup for both of them. So we're going to see a lot of these big names collide in a little bit here. But right now, we have JMDS versus Big Sad. I don't know if we can get an inspect. I'm mixing up a lot of the gear sets these guys have for specs and stuff like that. We do have a very prep JMD, and he's going in hard with the Goblin Rocket Helmet to get that gap closed right away. And he's going to build Rage by killing the Mechanical Dragonling and some totems, but the Heartbeat break early is really unfortunate for Big Sad. Hamstring coming in, Mortal Strike to follow. JMD trinkets out of that sticky glue as well. Big Sad purging down to even the playing field here, has the shield equipped to reduce incoming damage taken. But after all of that, Shaman's doing pretty well. Big damage coming into JMD. Wow, this is the best I've seen a Shaman fare. Head-to-head, big Chain Lightning coming in. Oh my gosh, 40% life from JMD. Big Arcane Bomb. It looks like he cancels because it looks like it was going to miss. Big Sad popping the T, regenerating some of that health and mana.
This is a huge open for Big Sad.
Oh no.
JMD fighting for his
pot or something,
right now.
JMD.
Trying to stick to him. That Fire Nova hits. Gets the mana or the health potion off. Excuse me.
Let's keep going, JMD.
Trying to survive and get out as much damage as he can, but Big Sad is able to finish him off with the Frost Shock.
Oh man,
JMD falls.
Poor JMD, man.
Sad. What a duel, man. That was high octane, dude. Big damage coming right out the gate. Ellie Shaman versus Warrior. Huge, man. Huge.
We just spent a bunch of time covering about Warriors not losing. And then,
I know, then
Big Sad is like, watch this. Not gonna let it happen. Well played. That was some big LA damage. I must say, I think Big Sad did use the T. I don't know if I saw a T coming out from JMD, so it could have been a preparation difference too, but Big Sad showed up prepared and ready to play. In the next matchup, we got Josito versus Infestors.
We got another Shadow Priest Warlock here. Here we go. One more. Man, but that's another thing. You talk about preparation. I think one step beyond preparation, this is a long tournament. This time yesterday, we were getting pretty close to finishing up. And we got, I think, 2 more rounds left. There were like 2.5 rounds left before we're done with the tournament. A lot of the duels are done. The rounds get smaller and smaller. But this is a long time to be sitting here waiting in between duels. Your cooldowns come back up and stuff. It's easy to kind of fall asleep a little bit on oh wait, I need to have this, I need to have that, and kind of being focused for that long. It's tough, man. It's props to all these guys for sticking through it.
Yeah, it's like playing a tournament and you show up and you have like one match at like 9 a.m. and the next one at like 4 p.m. and you're just kind of waiting around. You're like, come on, let me play, you know? And these players have to have that longevity, the mindset of longevity, and it can be tough. And just to clarify a little bit on that last duel, Big Sad is not a pure elemental shaman. That's why we're trying to figure out what spec he is. We got insight from the admins. He's actually a tri-spec. So a little bit of Resto, a little bit of Ellie, and a little bit of Enhance. And me personally, I love that about Classic. To me, that's one of Classic's biggest selling points is that you can make these really unique specs. Like I know druids do a tri-spec. I know mages do a spec called Elementalist, which is half fire, half frost. And to see that from a shaman, and not only that, not to only see it, but to see him perform so well with it, it's like, man, Classic is so cool for that reason.
Yeah, no, I love it. The build variety that you have in Classic. A lot of people think that like the old talent system is not good because it's too cookie cutter or whatever. But in reality, especially when it comes to PvP, it's wide open. So people will put talents wherever they want to be able to kind of fine tune their spec to be able to play against certain matchups. People might have looked at the brackets today and spec'd. Like you might look at the brackets, look at your group, and you might spec a certain way for that in a dueling tournament or something. So, yeah, pretty cool to see that in Classic.
Man, this is a little scary. It's one of those matchups that we've seen go in the Warlock favor nearly every time, and Josito is you know, he's a friend of mine. He's a good priest. He's a good player. I want to see him do well, and it's just like, just against the lock. It can be hard. If anyone can do it, though, I know Josito can. I would love to see some tech come out. We've seen Priest maybe go for mana burns unsuccessfully. We've seen Priest try to race him down at damage unsuccessfully. Maybe Josito has something up his sleeve that will actually work here as he's logging back in. Might have been some lag or something like that. Looks like he might have disconnected again, so we'll see if there'll be another matchup or if we're gonna... Okay, Josito's having some connection issues. We're allowing a couple minutes due to the rules. Yeah, just couple minutes, and then if not, we'll move on to the next one.
Okay, we'll do a quick little. I'm gonna do a quick little drink break. I'm gonna go grab a drink really fast.
Perfect.
How does Taco Bell not have a breakfast taco already? You have all the ingredients: fluffy eggs, melty cheese, savory sausage. What's simpler than a taco? The all-new toasted breakfast taco. Simple and tasty. I did that. I made that happen.